Hey everyone, my name is Valerie. If you're new to the channel, I wanted to make a video today about a viewer question that I've received a few times now regarding the aloe plant. So that is the plan for today. I do sometimes get viewer questions, how do I fix my plant? Like, here's a picture of my plant, what do I do? So aloe is one of those ones that I usually get questions about. I think because many people, know all the different uses of aloe. So people around the country have it either outside, if you live in South Florida, what I do, or inside their homes in places that have cooler weather. So the problem, I guess, when you are unable to grow it outside is it's not in an environment it really likes. Aloe does like a lot of sun, and it does not need to be watered often, which is also something that makes it a nice plant to have, is you can kind of ignore it a little bit, but still get all the benefits from having an aloe plant. If you're interested in some of those benefits and how to actually get the aloe out of the leaves, I have another video. I might even have an aloe playlist, so you can look through that. But the picture that I received was a picture of an aloe plant that had really droopy leaves. So what's going on if our aloe has really droopy leaves? Our aloe should, if it's in a good environment, have leaves that are upright, like this, right? Or leaning to the side, and usually they're going to be leaning to the side where they get the sun from. So if you have it in a window, the aloe is going to move itself to a position where it can get the maximum amount of sun. So that's the first possible reason for why an aloe plant might be drooping, right? So the entire plant itself might be tilted over because it's trying to get toward the sun, or it might be leaves splayed out pretty significantly, and what they're trying to do there is get more sun. That's also the case with many other types of succulents. So if you notice that the leaves are kind of pointed downward, it's because they're trying to get the maximum amount of sun. So in those cases, move it closer to the source of sun. They're fine in direct sun. Even in South Florida, I have mine outside in direct sun for most of the day. So they really like sun. So that's one possible reason. The other possible reason is overwatering. Overwatering is a little bit easier to identify because you know how much you water your plant. And you can also usually feel it. So the leaves will feel pretty squishy if it's overwatered. You might even see browning or yellowing or spots where it really looks or transparent almost. And those are definite signs of overwatering. Because it's overwatered, the leaves will get heavy, and that's the reason for them drooping, right? If it's been overwatered continuously for a long time, you probably also have rotten roots. So in that case, you need to get the aloe plant out of that soil. You can feel it really too. You can feel if the soil is wet. If you can't and you think that's still what's happening, get it out of the soil, check the roots. If they're brown and rotting, take them off, clean them off, let the aloe dry out, even for a few days, and then get it back into some dry soil. Make sure it's one of those good, well-draining soils, one that has maybe a lot of perlite in it so that the water can go through. Keep in mind too, if it is an indoor plant, which it was for the viewer who sent the picture, you want to have it nested in a pot that has holes in it. So when you're watering it, it's not like the water's all pooling at the bottom, which is ultimately what rots the roots and makes the plant show signs of overwatering. You want the water to be able to drain completely out. So you might want to nest it in a pot with no holes, but take this out, put it in the sink, water it, and then put it back in that pot. Because what happens a lot of times is we think oh, we're not putting that much water in. But in the pot that it's in, indoors, because obviously you don't want water draining up in your floor, in that pot, water's pooling at the bottom and it's rotting the roots. Some people might think oh, I don't know that I don't think I water it too often. Maybe I'm underwatering it. In the cases of underwatering, you're not likely to see the leaves drooping. You're going to see other signs. One of those signs actually is it hasn't been raining very much outside where this plant usually grows. You're going to see that on the tips. So the tips will be brown or they'll be dried out. Or the leaves themselves, you'll see them kind of wilting or turning in. It'll look like it's underwatered. Usually they kind of close up a little bit more though when that's the case, and they don't droop. So if you have a dripping aloe plant, it's likely overwatering. which may have led to root rot, or that it's not getting enough sun. So try either of those things. And if neither work, leave a comment or email me and we can troubleshoot together.
Subscribe to learn more with us.